economic transformation. When we talk about the theme of today, our resolute effort to transform Uganda is a promise we shall fulfill. So His Excellency the President has already commissioned the road, has already commissioned the NRM office. Oh, she comes with the First Lady, Honorable Mama Janet Museveni, the Minister of Education and Sports. Your Excellency and Mama, you are most welcome to Kakumiro. So we are going to have the national anthem and the East African community anthem. Then His Excellency will proceed to inspect the parade. Your Excellency, you are most welcome. Banange mumuboine, President mumuboine President waitu. Your Excellency, webale kuija. Mama, webale kuija. You take his salute. We shall have the national anthem and the East African community anthem. His Excellency the President will proceed to inspect guard.
Mheshimiwa Rais wa Jamhuri wa Uganda na Amiri Jeshi Mkuu, baridi mbele yako ya kudhinisha miaka 37 ya ukombozi ya Uganda na chama cha NRA imeandaliwa na Jeshi ya Ulinzi ya Wananchi wa Uganda, Jeshi kutii sheria na amri, Jeshi kutoa huduma ya magereza, Jeshi walinda mbuga za wanyama wa pori. Wamejipanga kwa mstari mitatu, vikundi 32 tayari kwa ukaguzi wako Mheshimiwa Rais.
Now His Excellency now is proceeding to inspect the parade. The parade today is composed of UPDF, police, Uganda Prison Service, and Uganda Wildlife Authority. You should have seen the liberators when they took Kampala on the 26th. They were all in rags and tatters. But today, when you look at them, they are smart and they are professional. Earlier on, the earlier regimes, the recruitment into the army, police and prisons was from selected districts. But today, recruitment is done throughout the country, so that is National Army, that is like Uganda People's Defense Forces, the Uganda Police Force, Uganda Prison Service. The promise that we were given on the 29th of January at the swearing in of His Excellency the President, President Museveni, we were promised one major thing. He said, what you see today is not a mere change of guards. It is not a mere change of guards. It is a fundamental change. And the theme today says that what the NRM promised will be fulfilled. And it is not going to be fulfilled only in the future, but it started immediately. Remember, we started even with the Ministry of Rehabilitation. And in order to heal the old wounds, we did not go into the multi-party system immediately. We had the movement system where everybody who was interested and of age could contest on individual merit until the people started agitating that they wanted a multi-party political system. And since in chapter 18 of the Constitution, there is a provision on how the Constitution can be amended, that kind of change was supposed to be done through a referendum. And in 2005, a referendum was carried out, and we went into a multi-party political system. Right now, we look for votes in a multi-party political system that is in tandem with what NRM came with in the 10-point program, later on revised to make the 15-point program. The first point in the 15-point program is and was democracy, constitutionalism, and the rule of law. So today, after every 5 years, to show that the NRM promised and would fulfill every 5 years, we have elections. In 2020, there were people who were proposing that because of the COVID-19 pandemic, we should not hold elections. But in his wisdom, His Excellency the President said we should go on with elections, although the campaigns should be conducted virtually. Because some indisciplined candidates went ahead and gathered crowds, His Excellency the President maintained for NRM to have campaigns which were virtual. But at least we did not miss the campaign and elections of 2021. 2021, NRM won the elections. Since 1996, His Excellency, the President, has been winning elections. Why? Because of the kind of leadership that he has offered to this country. He brought out the need for the people participation in
told you the Prime Minister arrived and
government plans and programs. The women participate, the youth participate, the elderly participate, people with disabilities participate, and all those categories are represented at all levels of our political systems, up to the level of Parliament. Because of the peace and security that was ushered in by NRM, Uganda has been able to have the two major landmarks. One was the promulgation of the Constitution of the Republic of Uganda, 1995. In that constitution, everything that Uganda would like to have is catered for. Then we have also got the long-term plan of the Uganda Vision 2040, which is implemented by making the 5-year development plan, the Uganda National Development Plans, or UNDP. As of now, we are working under the National Development Plan 3. Under the National Development Plan, we are supposed to have accelerated household income increase. His Excellency the President has led us to think of wealth creation by creating a lot of programs, but we cannot have wealth without human resource development. Therefore, there have been a number of educational reforms. Even recently, we had the reform of the curriculum, so that people, our children, should have practical skills in order to compete favorably globally. Whatever was put in the 15-point program was lifted and put in the Constitution. Now new ministries were put in place in order to align the programs of the sectors and policies with the vision, Uganda Vision 2040. Any program, any plan that is carried out today, you must open books. You must look at the Constitution first. Does it align? Is it aligned with the Constitution? You look at the Uganda Vision 2040. Is it aligned? Then there is the Public Finance Act. That one also has the alignment of gender. If there is anything that is out of scope, His Excellency Yoweri Kaguta Museveni abokutukulembera kurungi mu Uganda emyaka emiyona nobaratuni nibagamba ngu nyingi baite emyaka teri nyingi emyaka 37 myaka ntito. Abakyalebi abana beke nibazina hano takayizire. The Right Honorable Prime Minister aija kubikurabiramu nwara abikumanyisa akusumike okarahika basi. His Excellency the President. Okukulire tugambirike nti olulimi lwona lwaitu ibe n'oluswahili lwaitu lubiwulire ati President amazire respecting parade kati akwija kugenda hakikaro kye aikare tugende omusaba. His Excellency the President.
Warrior!
Yeah.
Mwiri! Bakana!
Whoa. Your Excellency, it is a pity that because of COVID-19, we haven't had even much passed by the people you love so much, the other citizens who are not the forces. Your Excellency, now we are going to proceed with prayers. We are going to have prayers, and they will be led by the Right Reverend Vincent Kirabo, the Bishop of Hoima Diocese, and Sheikh Muhammad Ali Waiswa, Second Deputy Mufti of Uganda for the Islamic faith. You're most welcome.
Heavenly Father, we, your sons and daughters, are gathered here with great joy.
That's the voice of the parade commander, Colonel Robert Ochama. He is deputized by Lieutenant Colonel Evelyn Asimwe. And the parade adjutant is Major Henry Kaganda. The parade admin officer, Captain Joan Kamayonza. The parade RSM is Warrant Officer Class 1, Nuhu Umar. And then the colors, the Pakara Party Commander, Lieutenant Tony Olwen, assisted by Lieutenant J.P. Orem, Color Officer, Lieutenant Humphrey Openyu, and the Color RSM Warrant Officer 1, Olung Jafar. The director of music who is commanding the band is Colonel M.W. Sentongo. And from the police, SPS Okwi, while from the prison service is SPA Tugume. Your Excellency, ladies and gentlemen, the parade participants are from the Uganda People's Defense Forces, the Uganda Police, the Uganda Prison Service. Enjoy the music. Abagenyi bayita inywena abanyoro n'abanyorokati bendera buzirabane ziraba mu maiso ga president tujja kwemera kuzikitinisa basebo ne banyaba abagenyi bafe monna bendera bwe zinaba ziyita mu maaso g'ekitiibwa president tujja kuyimirira okuziwa ekitiibwa. Please arise in respect of the colors. Tu mets mieux assis. authority that has seen the growth of tourism in this country. Change of tune comes with the change of step and the change of pace. It's now a quick match, and definitely we shall see good match, a test of fitness and stamina of the men and women in uniform.
particular honor and privilege
tunes that we have heard this
to
morning.
invite
They
you
are very
to speak
beautiful.
to us, because we are looking forward to receive your message. The floor is yours, sir.
Sit down, please. Sit down. Excellency Vice President, the Right Honorable Prime Minister and Deputy Prime Ministers, the former Vice President and the former Prime Minister, their Highnesses, the cultural leaders, the honorable ministers and members of parliament, all the NRM and local government leaders, the commanders of the armed forces, and the wananchi of Uganda. Atika mbanze mbatebeze katoito aha muganda omuganda muri nyoro bagubaza bato omuganda contribution nugo muganda ka ntebeze katoito abayijukuru omuganda gwa bunyoro aha bulembwa NRM ati hariho cy'abanyankore barukweta ehururu ninga abaganda baketa kawefube omuryono baketa bata ati omuganda gwo kubanza gwecyoka kinu arutaro rwa bulembwa NRM bikaba biri byomwezi nkaga okwa kabiri obutwatera kabamba twarugayo n'emotoka twaraba kasambya twasara twejja na bingora twagenda Kenjojo ari Kenjojo twakikama tweja Kagadi twagenda Kagadi twakikama tweja police station Isunga elioko maiso aho twehewe embundu RPG 7B abasajja baamini bakabagerekereho na bomu isatu ezo zikatukonyera maiso aho twaragaho Isunga twaka Karuguza erihe na hano mahiro zinga maira abiri aho twasanga ka police station tweho otubundu tusatu aho hati engude enungiho ekabere okuruga Karuguza kwija hano kakumiro kukwata oguru kugenda nkoko konga twatwerarikirire abatanzania bakaba inamahe mubende twatekereza ngo bashobora kwija kututanga mu maiso hano twasaramo kuraba hagato uko
akaguto kabi muno tinguma naitwarabire okusarra karuguza twagenda uko mu buguto bubi mu kibira okushikya sahanka bukargaho boira tukyari mu buguto okushikya mujya ku mpabara eitwarabire okwo kwa gato tujya twahika nkoko saa zekiro nka saha 5 zekiro hanyuma twarga nkoko twagenda ntwetwe kiboga no twatere base yitu so abantu babunyoro tukabarabo tubaratarabanize naba polisi bitoyire umbundu busaho utahuteize zona tukaziyaho umusinge twabahubira kajambu ate ogo kaguri murundi rwo kubanza ogwa kabiri 85 twatera kabamba General Sare enaku z'omwezi olunaku lw'omwezi rumu January 85 behe mundu nyingi ati baraba cyaka kuriyo mu mpungi bargaho bajya kegegwa oko right on nabanje yabe nabaza hapuyo nanyo narga kuri n'abaserikale runana kujya kubugana bana ba Sare twa okushanga n'umunyoro bacyataki okushangana okwitirana twitirana birembo erinka ondi okayendugireno aho no twiterine abantu amahaga bagene Sare enaku z'omwezi mwenda January 85 twarara hanso hehe no mwiga nko bagweta umurunyoro omugera aine kisaru hanyuma bwancha twagenda hisomero lya birembo abaseja bobote baje batusangaho saha nka 5 twarwana urembo amani twababinga ekiro twargaho twagenda kusesa tukati twaraba nkoko ntwetwe twagarikayo kuri umurukora. That was ejo kabiri karitango mugambe ngo karitango ya kabiri ya kasatu abantu beto bana bagenda kwiguraho oburemu obarwenzori 85 mugwakanaho bakaraba hano bagenda bagenda rwenzori ogwakana n'ubutwatera masindi enaku z'omwezi abiri okwa kabiri kinanane no kutwahe mundu nyingi muno nzuza tsoboyise okusingura obulemu. Karitango ya katano ni recruitment no tukatera hoima obo ni nyo ya ebembera tera hoima aho enaku z'omwezi asatu okwa mukaga kinananena then yo mukaga nabo amboine numbaza ba contact group abaikere nibatusajika nibatusindikira abaserikale nibatusindikira obukonyezi nabo ekyo ndozire tinkozeso mukisagunu okugambira abaijukuru omuganda gwa Bunyoro aha bulemu bwa NRM. Orutaro obulemu kubwahwaire nk'okumubariza mwikere nimutusagika omukukoma mwebale muno mugenda mu maiso n'okusagika. I was enumerating the contribution of the people of this area to the NRM struggle. I was mentioning the 7 categories of their contribution, which I don't want to repeat because they have heard them. Congratulations to all of you on this occasion of the 37th anniversary of the NRM victory in 1986. That victory came about because of the NRM's 4 principles that we had distilled out of the chaotic politics and governance that had bedeviled Uganda for almost 556 years, ever since the rule of the last Muchwezi king, Wamara, Ruhanja, Njojebunga. Now, some people talk about Uganda as if Uganda started with the British. I really feel offended when I hear people talking like that. We have been here since time immemorial. And we have been here with all sorts of governments. One of the few times we had peace in the whole area was under the dynasty of the Bachwezi, from about 900 AD to about 1350. And this is what I'm talking about here in summary. When the Bachwezi dynasty, you hear them, the Bachwezi, Wamara, Mulindwa, Ndahura, what the Baganda call Mukasa. We call him Mugasha. Those are all Bachwezi. Some were princes, but others were kings. Isimbwa, Simbwa is a Mchwezi. So during that time, this part of Uganda had peace. That's why you hear some of these Wananchi still worship the Bachwezi. They think they were God, they were demigods, because they had brought peace. Now, when their kingdom collapsed, for reasons I don't know, the successor dynasties of the Babito in Bunyoro, Toro, Congo, Balangira in Buganda, the Bahinda in Ankole, Karagwe, Buhaya, Bujinja, etc., the Bashambo in Mpororo, the Bayinjinya in Rwanda, the clan chiefs in Buchiri. That's what we call Lango. Lango is called Buchiri. You know, I really get sick when I hear people talking as if they are foreigners here. I am from here. Nyondo msita wa hanu. Inyo abajungu mugende mwiso nebyanyi. Nyondo wa hanu. So Lango, the name for Lango is Buchiri. Achori, Gani, had been, all these pharaohs, these groups, had been incapable of uniting our people and were in constant bankrupt wars of greed and ignorance until the colonialists came on the scene and assigned them to the dustbin of history. Abajungu bayizire obo bukamba kama ubona babuteka mu babwihaho. Abakabo esaziremu bikara mu ntaro ni barwana bonka na bonka Buganda Bunyoro ankore Rwanda nkore omujungu yizire bona yabukwata yabo bagazo kurwana kabarega mwanga bakaba bamazire kwemara mu amani. The colonialists added to the bankrupt politics of tribal chauvinism pushed by the chiefs the poison of religious sectarianism. Abajungu aba bakana barwana intaro za mahanga. Omjungu yija yabayihaho bona yabakwata kabarega mwanga abandi bona babundara bafoka abayiru babajungu hati konka salamu kwa mahanga oku kwasigaramu hata abajungu kubaija bayongeramu obutwa bukwesalamu okwa madini abakatoliki abaprotestanti abasiramu hatuwa twaba n'obutwa bw'emiringo ebiri obutwa bw'amahanga okunobanagana okwa mahanga na okunobanagana okwa madini. They added, pushed by the chiefs, the poison of religious sectarianism. Catholics, Protestants, Muslims, Jews, etc., that had caused so much human hemorrhage in Europe. Not forget the conflict between the Hindus and the Muslims that had caused the breakup of the Indian subcontinent into the countries of India, Pakistan, and Bangladesh. Obo obutu obo, obo madini na mahanga, buto bwakabi muno busisire bichweka bingi byensi buraya buhindi nkawo koyona na hanu. This bankrupt politics of identity, chauvinism, ethnicity, and religion could not allow the young state of Uganda, following independence in 1962, or its democratic institutions to survive. The crisis between Mutesa and Obote in 1966 and between Obote and Amin in 1971 forced the student revolutionaries to take up arms and lead the masses in the effort to destroy the colonial army, the Uganda army, as well as putting forward the 4 principles of the NRM that, as pointed out above, we had distilled out of watching the chaos between 1960 and 1986. You are familiar with the 4 principles: patriotism, Gonza Uganda, Pan-Africanism, Gonza Africa, socio-economic transformation, okuhindura embera y'abantu, and democracy. Government emerera musingi y'abantu. It is these principles that enable Uganda to build institutions such as the patriotic political parties. A party like the NRM is not a party of a tribe or a religion. It is a national political party. That's why we win elections on the first round. We have never gone for a second round. But in 1962, when they had elections based on those sectarian grounds, nobody could get even 40% of the support in the country. Because Parliament ekaba eine abakorasi kinana na babiri. Bakabata koma president niga prime minister na karuru ka abantu bona. No koma kwa bona bakana bakoma abakorasi bakoma prime minister. At Parliament ya nkaga nebiri ekena abakorasi kinana na babiri. UPC no kwiba kwayo batunga abakorasi 37. DP bambe ikare wejegire yatunga 24. Kawaka yeka no kwiba nengesondu zabo batunga abakorasi 21. Nkabanduho nyunkanduho imwe mkweta history nyoni imbeta current affairs nabana abagurusi bakabaroho bano basekandi bakintu bakabaroho bona nibaroro Parliament y'abakurasi kirana na babiri hakaba hatarimu ekitebe ecyabere kine nimusobora kubara percentage UPC 37 no kwiba kwayo UPC 37 ekyo kikaki kitebe cya Protestant n'abasalamu abamu DP kitebe cya Bakatoliki entebe abakorasa 24 kabaka yeka nengeso za yombi okutina kinisa abakomi intimidation bakaba ina abakorasa 21 norora. To get majority, 50% of the 82, you needed 42 at least. But nobody could get 50%. Why? Because of the sectarian politics. Now, when you see that NRM is winning all this time on the first round, it is because NRM is not a sectarian party. If it was a sectarian party, it would never win. If you try to create sectarianism of religion, you cannot get even 40% of the vote. If you go for tribes, much less. So therefore, it is these principles that enable Uganda to build institutions such as the patriotic political parties, the army. You cannot build an army with sectarian ideology. This is the problem you get in some of these countries. When you hear that a country cannot defend itself, it needs the UN to come and defend it. Big shame. Aba UN okundwanira yowe. Ubu ngwejegire nkabire mbeirenta. But the mistakes start with that poison. If you believe in sectarianism, there's no way you can build a national army or the judiciary and so on that have guaranteed peace all these years. It is those people that enabled us to build these institutions which have guaranteed the peace you are talking about. That is why we are celebrating now. Patriotism, loving Uganda, and Pan-Africanism, loving Africa, reoriented the Ugandans from following the politics of identity, tribes, religion, gender, etc., to following the politics of the legitimate needs of the people: peace, consumer goods, health, development, education, wealth creation, markets for our product, etc. Izo tukawasomesa twabagambira sti muruge habyamahanga, muruge habya madini okwesera salamo madini mureke okurora ogu n'omuntu wa wihangaki ninga wa dini ki murore ebyetaago byanyu nibisana mwena ebyetaago bikusana mwena numurumu enjara numukwatwa what do they call thirst omulinyoro bageta bata iroho that's Runyankore numukwatwa iroho numurware ndwaire ebizibu byanyu nibisana abwenki abantu abebizibu bikusana nibesarasaramu nibechwamu. That was the message of the NRM. On account of that, our economy has grown from a miserable $1.5 billion in 1986 to 48 billion by the end of June 2023. The GDP per capita would be US dollars 1,067. You remember that to enter the middle income category, you need the GDP per capita of US dollars 1,039. This is now the second financial year we have been in that category. So we have already entered the middle income country, the one they have been talking about, but we need 3 years to officialize it. You need 3 years consecutively to be recognized as a middle income country. However, in my view, all these are low targets which Uganda will easily surpass. Why? You remember my admonitions about losing value through the export of raw materials. This low middle income economy we are talking about is still actually mainly a raw materials producing economy, where for a kilogram of coffee, we get US dollars 2 for bean coffee, while the wiser foreigners who roast the coffee, grind it, and pack it for sale in the supermarkets get US dollars 50 for the same kilogram. Ogwejegera kwa barkwiragura haki hano nitutunga dori ibiri abakiro y'omwana bali abahera abagezi kubafutwara omwana ogwo bagukaranga bagusa bagutoma papura bo batunga dora 50 ito twatunga ibiri abagezi batunga 50 umwana wetu I have been trying to wake up our people, and I think that I have finally woken up some Ugandans from this sleep of ignorance. We are going to add value to more and more of our coffee and the other raw materials, cotton, maize, forest products, minerals, etc. This broad spectrum value addition movement will jumpstart our economy in a fairly short time to a $500 billion economy of US dollars 500 billion. I don't want to hear this economy of 48 billion, 50 billion, 60 billion. Ejo ni economy ya wejegezi. Abantu kwisa marwa atunge mbire azuguzondi ijo oriyo wagure mbire abantu yahisa nuya nyuke shande eshanda gihama marwa amarwa gehamu waragi esente zona abantu yazitwara iwo tugara mbire ati nimba shomese nimba jantinga orukhise mbire orukhinge mbire abantu yanyuke shande abantu yahisa marwa no kuteka jiwara yimu kuteka abantu yagiteka for all products omwani pamba the raw material producer should be the one to make the final product. If we do that, this economy will jump to a $500 billion economy rather than just dozens of billions of dollars. We now have the electricity, and we are adding more. We have the varied and massive raw materials, and increasingly, we have the entrepreneurs, local and foreign, and we have the African market that we have put in place with our Pan-Africanist communities. I've got one of my friends from Dubai, Mr. Deepak, is there. That man has invested in a number of areas, oxygen and so on. You remember, in Corona, oxygen. Eyo nayo bakana bagisaka hero. Bitatu oxygen ntujikwatira hano oxygen ero abiki nogenda kusaka oxygen na hano ero. Therefore, on this occasion, I want to emphasize 5 points. These are: be clear about development. Entunguka, enkurakurine, donglobo, inachori, apolu, inateso, and wealth, obugeiga, obuguda, lonyo. Twine okwetegereza ebigambo bino bibiri. Entunguka, omulinyo bayeta enkurakurine. Enkurakurana, okay. Ekigambo ky'olujungu development. Enkurakurana, entunguka. Nkoruguto runo orutwatongoza izoba lya hati. Ejo nkurakurana. Ejo nentunguka. Beitu omuntu tarukulya chorus. Tukija kugenda chorus nekijiko okatandika kutimbaho unindi enkurakurana. Oyina okulya ebyokulya nobitungo miringo ebiri. Nolima ebyokulya ninga noboine sente nobigura. So the road will not solve your poverty problem directly. You must use the road to grow the food or get money to buy the food. The same with the clothes, the same with whatever you want. So therefore, be clear about development and Tunguka on the one side, and wealth, obugeiga. Be clear that socio-economic transformation involves the whole of society to move on two axes: money-based wealth creation with the Chibaro and mass education. Number 3 or 4, stamping out corruption from all government agencies in the central and the local governments. Number 5, stamping out sectarianism. Number 4, stamping out sectarianism and protecting, and number 5, protecting our environment. Those coming to Kakumiro today for the celebrations have seen how many tarmac roads we have done in Bunyoro, and how much we have extended the electricity network. The NRM has, however, all this time been telling you that you do not eat tarmac roads, but you eat the food that you have either grown or bought. The same applies to clothing, housing, mode of locomotion, etc. The latter are all part of wealth, and the former, the roads, the electricity, are part of development. Therefore, for wealth, we are telling you that every adult must engage in wealth for money with the Chibaro, either as an entrepreneur or as an employee in the four sectors of commercial agriculture, industry, services, and ICT. No excuses for the Wakongozi. You may have a development, but if people are asleep, you can continue with poverty. Why? It is because what eradicates poverty, obworo, obwavu, obunaku, chan, etc., is wealth. Development is a mere enabler of wealth creation. Enkurakurana tekusobora kumaraho obunaku. Enkurakurana amasanyalazi, engudo, amaizi gemidumo, amashomero, amarwaro, nibikuherezo musingi. Konko nokonso omusingi ogwo kukora obugaiga omuka yawe ninga omukampuni yawe obuguda obwo niburikumaraho obunaku. Obunaku nibubingwa obuguda. Enkurakurana nesobora kubaho Kampala engudo ziriyo buri kyeka. Bitabayaya bakusinga obungi nobasaga Kampala. Korasi erhanu amasanyalazi gali aho, za disco ziri aho, za internet ziri aho, omunaku nawe arihe aho omuyayi tene cyari kukora. Nawe ekyo nimbasaba nokutera muno abebembezi okuhabura abantu ngu obunaku obworo nubingwa obugaiga. Obugaiga nobushanga nkahi okuhinga nokurisa nokujuba okurukora sente kandi okwinemu ekibaro. Aha kabiri amakorero amahango ninga make. Aha kashatu obuhereza nkeduka ninga ka hoteli ninga tourism obu n'obuhereza. Kandi hariho ebyoma ebizira hati ebya ICT ebi nabyo nibihereza obugaiga. Nahabwekyo kumuragume mugambe byombi, mugambe entunguka enkurakurana eyatwena na obuguda obugaiga obugaga obwa buri maka, obwa buri kampani, obwa buri muntu. Secondly, our principle number 3, socio-economic transformation, okuva omu mbeera y'obujjajja etubeera ab'omulembe. We need to go from okukorra ekida kyonka, teach me each keken, subsistence economic activities, and be commercial with the Kibaro, and also ensure mass education so that the whole society embraces a science-led society and get out of ignorance and superstition where people believe that a talo, when somebody has got a swollen leg, where people believe that a talo is caused by a dogo, witchcraft, and not by a bacteria known as Staphylococcus and Streptococcus bacteria that cause that cellulitis. Tuino kuruga mbutamanya mturaba omukusoma n'okukora emirimu ya sente. Therefore, all physical obstacles that interfere with education for all, such as school charges, abakusaba sente amasomero ga government, esente za government akusaba ebisale amasomero ga government tukazihaho omwaka 2008 ba headmaster abamu bakajema baikara ne basaba sente amasomero ga government cyambiriza abana abamu okurugo mu masomero. Ekyo ntugenda kukiguraho olutaro, mujja kuhurira olutaro lw'amaani. Since many families cannot yet afford the paying of money for education, the government must provide free education in government primary, secondary, and tertiary institutions. The present dropout rate at the secondary schools level of 64% is not acceptable. Stay tuned. You will hear what we shall tell you in a few weeks. Corruption will be stamped out. I congratulate some government agencies. I've seen people that had stolen PDM money and the Myoga money being arrested or being forced to refund the money. That is good. However, it's not enough. I have heard the Bazukuru crying about the district service commissions selling local government jobs. Abejukuru bangambire ngo emirimo ya local government erahakatare oyino kusasura nguni basasura bagure emirimo aba bantu abonimo mbakenise mukwato bujuru tubakwate tubatware ruzerere emyanya. I have heard of girls being exploited sexually as bribes for jobs. Get evidence, please, devoted members of the public, and we expand and roast those pigs. Embizezo, twagala kuzocha. The DSOs and the CIDs should also be on notice. How does such corruption go on in your area of responsibility, and you do not know, or if you know, you do not report? Police, they will be the same. You still hear some elements pushing sectarianism of tribe and religion. We long ago banished sectarianism. I believe it is both a criminal and electoral offense. Somebody can lose his or her seat of an elected office if it is proved that he used sectarianism even when he is already elected. Bene byokosa mahanga na madini tukabitekeira ombiragiro omuntu okugamba tumunkome Awa nyo ndimunyoro kasangirwe. Ninga kagamba mu nkome abokwa ndio mfuruki wanyu. Turenda kunyaza abanyoro. No nyaza abantu nofo kinabo. Hati abantu abo bona twatunga obujulizi orukozesa olulimi olwo orukubaganisa abantu ngu naronda obururu nakomwa kandi omurumu gwabe lubaka bamuronzere nibagumbingamu nabwe ekiyuma ababunyoro, which is lucky to be an area where many of our tribes are. Make sure that you get rid of this nonsense. You elect somebody because he or she is good, not because of tribe, because of religion, because of this. Mwihe obutu obo omu Uganda, obutu mbwihemu. Mukomo omuntu habwe bikorwa bye birungi. I believe it is both a criminal and electoral offense. Somebody can lose his or her seat of an elected office even if it is proved that he used sectarianism, even if he is already elected. Why then preserve such parasites? Get the evidence and we get rid of them. They can also be prosecuted criminally. Finally, the issue of the environment, the forests, the wetlands, the river banks, the lake shores, the hilltops, etc., are crucial for our survival. We need water and clean air. Ningonza mmanye ngombintu byone bikuru ebintu bikusinga obukuru nembeho nejembeho eturukuitya hamna amaizi aguturukunywa kandi agarukumeza ebyokuri byone bitukurya nabwekyo kandi amaizi ago gargo mbisaru gargo mbibira nabwekyo abantu abarukusisa ebibira bakasisa ebisaru abo bantu banyanzugwa ba Uganda. Ningoza mukimanye abo kwa tokusobora kugamba kindi nganjani ya Uganda okatema omusingi gwaitu ogw'obwomezi. Amaizi, ebisaru, enyanja, ebibira nugwo musingi gw'obwomezi bwaitu ogw'Ruhanga yatuhaire. Therefore, interfering with the water bodies or with the forests is actually an act of grave enmity, much bigger than coin or these other enemies. You are threatening our livelihood, our survival. Nimugonza tufoke irungu ndio musenyu nkabanda amurora ahando. We need water and clean air. Both of them come from the wetlands and forests. You cannot say that you are a patriot of Uganda, but you damage our wetlands, our forests, our riverbanks, our lake shores, our steep gradients on which our livelihood depend. As of Ninjahanu, agency yitu Ruhanga yatuhaire, Ruhanga kachango umulingo gwayo. Ebyo bibare bimukorore ebyo. Ebibare biba hamto wakasozi. Ebibare ebyo hagati y'ekibare n'itaka. Amaizi niho garaba agensoro, ensoro mujumanya. ensuro muri nyoro kirumu amaizi ag'enshuro nigaruga mu mabare denka riri ibare riri hariya noshanga riri ahansi konka hagati yaryo n'itaka hariho umuhanda ati enshuro kwera kugwa amaizi garaba hagati y'ibare n'itaka gashononoka hansi gegukira mu ruhanga nuko kurira ngo n'enshuro mwana mutakukimanya enshuro nyuri mbagambira abo kubanyiwe nikashangirwe ka nyondo musita wa hano nkakuri wowe ntungamo gari amabare gumurora kuri oruguru ndigogo umunyoro bakweta okuleja niko bakweta umunyoro okuleja agwa amabare agwa niko garukuleja enjura ekataho mu itaka hagati yorwazi n'itaka hanyuma ahanso mu ruhanga ukatunga enshuro so abantu okuri mu mabara mu kisomesa abantu bakirugeho amabare bagareke omukasozi muri mahansi ahiguru amabare gasigare gaine emiti orwondo rubugo rwaitu orokupata ensoro okuturetera okureta enshoro ahansi mu ruhanga ruhanga niko yahangira ensi. Even food is possible because of air, water, etc. You become a munyanzigwa enemy when you damage this. 40% of our rain comes from these forests and wetlands. It is the 60% that comes from the oceans. How can we destroy ourselves in this way on account of some greedy people? Therefore, be alerted. In a few weeks, I will launch a mega effort to get rid of this parasitism also. Ruhanga abakume.
Mheshimiwa Rais, huo ndio mwisho wa gwaride. Naomba kutoa bendera uwanjani, Mheshimiwa Rais.
Sina mkazi. Nasoma mambo pale. Kitu alishauri kwa niko na ndio mkazi. Kwa mtemi pale. Pale. Kwa mtemi pale. Wanzi. Ndio ni Parade Commander handing over to the 2IC, Lieutenant Colonel Evelyn Asimwe, Member of Parliament, former Member of Parliament. Hongera sana Parade Commander. Please a hand clap for the Parade Commander for a job well done. Kano Robert Ochama, hongera sana. kwa kazi uliyofanya. Thank you, generals. Thank you, senior officers, for that upload. He deserves it. Honourable Minister.
thank His Excellency the President and Mama for presiding over at this national function. Thank you, Your Excellency and Mama. I thank Her Excellency the Vice President, the Right Honorable Prime Ministers, Honorable Ministers and Members of Parliament, the Right Honorable Secretary General, the SEC members and NEC, all leaders at various capacities for participating at this national function. I thank you. Who have been carrying out male safe circumcision and treating all diseases here at Kakumiro. Thank you so much for the work well done. I've been informed by the Right Honorable Prime Minister that lunch for the ministers, honorable ministers, and members of Parliament will be served at the residence of the Right Honorable Prime Minister. The rest of the public will be served here at this ground. I thank you.
Ati muchanganukire abakakumiro. Muchanganukire lokweto kuchanganuka uko bakweto muri nyoro ataro ensongemu engonze rugeyo abokutunga ebyapa hano nteireho omukona hachandiko hano bitu ni ngonza either Prime Minister or Minister Nabakova obagambe ebyapa barabusanganga no hara alakisobora kulungi baraza muzinda wa Vice President aho abe byapa nimba manya muryaho konka abo wingi bw'abantu tumusobere kujya hano baitu Prime Minister neja kubasoborera ayo murasanga ayo mukija kusanga ibyapa byanyu ibyapa bya amataka agabajungu bayibire hamwe n'abamengo abo mururu
Mukama wange President, Mukama wange President, ebyapa bibaire bitekanizibwa era abantu abamu babifunire oiroho babaire baingi tibatunga COVID test kandi nanu ali afunda babateeka mutenti kuli ebyapa abamu babifunire baitu kwenda kumanyisa tutekanize na Ministry ya Lands abantu basigale ne batunga ebyapa aliwo abasangire bafunire kyaleero aliwo bibaire bitakabaire redde bibajja kutungira Kibale zonal office kandi Your Excellency nkusaba otuyambe omuruka gwa Kasingo hano muri tuli omuruka gwa hano Kanyawawa na handi ekyapa ekyo kyali mu mabara ga Baganda government ya Buganda bakihindura bakiteko mu government ya Bunyoro
kibaganda abo mururu.
Yes, tukusaba Your Excellency
mureke kuhangiriza Abaganda nabo bakabana.
Your Excellency tukusaba ekyapa ekyo kiro mailo musanju nekichweka tukusaba government through Uganda Land Fund ekyapa ekyo ekigule nuko abantu bahano abokube ebyapa babipimire bakuteka muli nikiolekyangu ekyapa ekyo kiri mu mabara ga Bunyoro saha zino abokugarulwa ebintu Pesanga ekyapa ekyo.
Abo bona ebyabamahiro tukamaraira ekigere kya sente zonka Prime Minister bwanansoborera kurungi ntujja kutunga sente abomburuka guno abako tukolera hano okujaguza nenyo ningoza nenyo musemererwe. So ogamba cyana bakoba nti yogera mu Ruganda.
Thank you, Your Excellency.
Temugamba ntabaganda bebatwala ettaka abomururu.
Your Excellency, tukwebaza olwadda check. Omulimu tugukoze nga tulina Right Honorable Prime Minister wamu ne ba ministers bonna ab'omu kitundu kino. Twasobodde okufuna ebyapa 12 nga abatuuze basasudde n'emisolo egya gavumenti egy'ebyapa ebyo era ebyapa ebyo ebimu tubigabye naye nga Right Honorable bwannyonnyodde tebasobodde kutuuka eno bali wali eri abasoose okufuna ku byapa ebyo.
Banafuna batya?
Abalala abasigadde kubanga twapima plots 4,500 abasigadde n'abatasobodde kufuna byapa leero okutandika ne Mande.
Naye ebyapa biri mu manya g'abantu bamanyiddwa.
Ebyapa biri mu manya Your Excellency ag'abantu abamanyiddwa mu kusooka byali mu manya ga Uganda Land Commission. Naye Uganda Land Commission ne signinga transfer forms ebyapa ne bizibwa mu manya g'abantu bannannyini ttaka abalina okuba nga bafuna ebyapa. Pozi Your Excellency kye nasanze nga ntambula nti abantu basiimye nnyo omulimu guno gw'okoze era mulimu n'abamu obwedda batunula ku kyapa ng'agamba iyi ddala kino kyange muzeeyi nga nkoze bulungi okulaba nga nange nfuna ekyapa kye nali sirowooza kufuna. Ate ekirala Your Excellency omulimu guno gwatandika 2019 kaakati ebyapa tutandise kubigaba today mu kitundu kino naye waliwo abaali balina ebibanja ejjukira ekitundu tekyayina byapa ne babanga ebibanja byabwe babitunda ate gavumenti nejja nebanga esasudde absent landlord. Kati ebyapa ebimu byabadde bikomeddewo manya g'abali abatunda ebyapa. Naye bwe mbadde ntambula mu weeks ze tumaze mu kitundu kino abantu nembaga nti nedda president yabasasulira ettaka ne gavumenti. Bali ababaguza kye balina okukola ku signinga transfer forms. Era Your Excellency ne chairpersons b'ebitundu mu Kakumiro Kibale ne Kagadi twabagamye nti buli eyatunda gavumenti yagulira abantu abatudde ku ttaka ettaka. Kyalina okukola yadde ng'ekyapa kikomeddewo muli